Have you ever noticed that sometimes Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala breaks you right before He blesses you? That moment when you think it's all over, that's actually where the rebuilding begins. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't restore what you had. He restores what you are. Now here, the Quran doesn't just say, be patient. It shows us how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala turns despair into what we call renewal. So here, when you look at this instance, Prophet Ayub alayhi salam lost everything. What do I mean? Losing his health, family, wealth. But what happened? He whispered, he said, Inni masaniya dhurru wa anta arhamur rahimin. He said that indeed, I have been touched barely by hardship, and you are the most merciful of the merciful. This is in Surah Al-Anbiya, ayah 83. So here, he didn't say, why me? What did he say? He said, Ya Rab. He called out, you are still all merciful. That's the secret of what you call restoration. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala replied, فَاسْتَجَبْنَا لَهُ فَكَشَفْنَا مَا بِهِ مِنْ ذُرِّ. So he said, so we responded to him and removed his hardship. Yes? So when you notice here, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala didn't just heal him. He multiplied what he lost. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't return you to your old life. He raises you to a new level of understanding, humility, and what you call gratitude. So, it's like you think of a broken bone. What happens? When it heals, that place becomes stronger than before. So here, that's how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala restores hearts. He lets them crack so the light of Iman can enter where ego once lived. So here, also we have to know that every pain has a purpose. It's not random. Whatever pains we are going through, struggles we go in life, it's not cruel. It's intentional, divine design. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has a cause for that, a reason. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants you to see differently, to detach you from what enslaves you, so that you can attach to Him alone. So your failure was a lesson. Oh, my failure. We all have failures in life, and those are lessons. Our losses, all your losses, was a form of purification. Your waiting, or my waiting, was a protection. So we have to remember this. Like, remember the people of the cave, yani Ashabul Kahf. They fled from oppression, hid in a cave. They thought their story had ended, but what happened? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala paused them, caused them to sleep for centuries, and resurrected them as a miracle. So He didn't forget them. He was writing history through them. So one thing here we have to learn is that sometimes your isolation or my isolation isn't punishment. It's divine purpose there. So, for example, maybe you have lost your job or you have done something. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is freeing you or your time from something higher. Your relationship has ended. Maybe Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is doing it, removing what's distracting you from His love. Or maybe you failed an exam, a dream, or a business. Maybe He's building resilience, not regret. Because you know what? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَعَسَىٰ أَن تَكْرَهُوا شَيْئًا وَهُوَ خَيْرٌ لَكُمْ. So, perhaps you dislike something, yet it is good for you. In Surah Al-Baqarah, ayah 216. So, I just pray that may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the best and understand this. Because here, it's a word that leaves space, a gentle opening of hope. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows that we cannot see the full view. Only Him knows, and is the all seeing. That's the manners here. To trust the unseen when the page of your life looks dark. So, someone can ask, how can we rebuild this hope? Number one, we have to name our blessings daily. Though we cannot, they are beyond our imagination. Just being grateful. The second thing is also we have to serve someone else, like helping one another, the needy, the poor, neighbors around. The third thing is also at least making sujood every morning. Maybe do it during Salatul Duha, after Fajr, like that in prostration. So, one thing you have to learn is that hope is not found in changing your life or my life. It's in changing our behavior, in the way we conduct ourselves. So the same Rabb who brought Yusuf alayhi salam from a prison to a palace, who brought Musa alayhi salam from a river to revelation, who brought the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam from rejection to victory, is the same Rabb who is watching you right now. So he hasn't changed. He's just waiting for you to remember who you are in his story. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.